Imagine a world where there's a hidden life of the trees. Imagine a world where trees have emotions. Imagine a world where trees can smell, they can taste, and they can even feel. Now, what I'm talking about right now might sound a lot like something from a fairy tale. Firstly, yes, it is in a fairy tale. And secondly, no, I'm not talking about the fairy tale. Now, there are such things where talking trees actually are in fairy tales. They have been put in fairy tales. But right now, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about real life here. And that's just where I'm going to talk about the hidden life of trees today. Now, in the hidden life of trees, we learn about the trees. Now, a tree might not seem very important other than its resource for wood and furniture, or beds, or any crafting, any woodmanship crafting, if there is such a word called woodmanship. Here in the hidden life of trees, we learn about something that many scientists are calling the Wood Wide Web. No, I did not say the World Wide Web. The Wood Wide Web. It's like the trees have their own internet, except free Wi-Fi. Or VPN, or if there is such a thing as VPNs in the Wood Wide Web. But anyway, speaking about this Wood Wide Web, it's basically like something you can use on the Wood Wide Web. Firstly, here, you can, if trees were actually real and the Wood Wide Web actually existed as a website, well then you could have just done this. Streaming live on YouTube. The Wood Wide Web slash woodcom.com. Yeah, woodcam.com makes way more sense. I'll change it to that. Woodcam.com. It's basically, how does the Wood Wide Web work? Well, you know, like how in the old days computers were just linked to be powered on. They were like linked with a wire through a socket. Well, it turns out here there's the same thing. Firstly, here there are a few things that kind of contribute to it. And secondly, think of the roots as wires. The roots connect to each other and start talking to each other. Technically, they send electrical pulses that are fast as like a third of an inch per second. Now that's fast. Well, probably not so fast, but at least fast enough for somebody to even see. And at that speed, it's like a blur. So right now, it takes like 3 seconds to get an inch. It's not much of a blur, but it's just long enough for us to see where it's going. And then there's just an electrical pulse. The electrical pulse is as good as we might think, and it does help trees communicate. And those roots also give trees nutrients. The author, Peter WOHLLEBEN, yes, he is German. WOHLLEBEN, I am German! I'm kidding, I'm not German. I am Korean. But right now, here in Peter WOHLLEBEN, he's pretty good at this. I mean, in his first years as a nature scientist, or a tree or forest scientist for that matter, he saw a stump and thought it was dead. But then he saw the rings were still alive, so he dug down and saw green stuff, not moss, chlorophyll. Now, chlorophyll are only on plants or stumps that are alive, and this one couldn't be alive. It's a stump. Well, he dig down, and he saw roots, and the roots are connected with other trees' roots, and well, turns out he read a few papers, and then he realized that there was this thing they named the Wood Wide Web. Wood Wide Web, where basically the trees are like a little internet. Well, that's what I called them, and that they can give nutrients to everyone else. Like if a plant is starting to fail because it's half dead and half alive, which there are such things as half dead and half alive trees. Other trees, it's usually the same species of the half dead and half alive tree, send nutrients to the plant through the roots. And this is how mothers take care of their seedlings. Basically, the seedlings, the seeds are from their mother. The mother takes care of the plants. So basically, plants are like humans, except without the fancy industrial stuff and walking and stuff. in personality a lot like humans, and they even have tree schools. Oh, at least what the author called tree schools, which are very strict because if you fail, you die. Literally, the tree school didn't make you die, you didn't pay attention, which made you die. And this is why tree school is very important for all the trees. Nature is very harsh, and it can kill anyone who isn't adapted or even educated into learning about it, or even knowing what it is. And trees do hibernate, like how bears do. I mean, people never hibernate, except I guess a few people who actually sleep through a whole month. I have seen some people who have slept through a whole month. But in a book, I heard a guy called Roderick who slept from Sunday to Tuesday, and when he woke up, and on Tuesday night he tried to watch Monday soccer, and he's like, "Hey, where's Monday soccer?" Exactly, he slept through a day and he was like, "Hey, where's Monday soccer?" That is so funny. But anyway, moving back to the subject. Here, trees start to take care of each other. And usually when a tree couple, a female and a male, mate, they usually have a very big lifespan. If the female dies and it's coupled to male, usually dies along with it. And sometimes the baby, but that rarely happens. We might have thought all this information as a fairy tale a few years ago, but in recent studies, we have found out that they are actually true facts. That the fairy tales we thought were fairy tales were actually true stories. And as much as I would like to say here, a lot of trees have been able to do some accomplishments with their lives. We see trees as a good adaptation, while house cats are adaptations for lions. And while I would try to compare lions with cats, and cats with trees, and trees with older trees, they all have one thing in common. They adapt, they usually have feelings, and they care their offspring, well, usually. And that's the hidden life of trees. There's more to this, but I can't explain it to you all in this video. Why people think trees are usually useless other than for wood carpeting is because of their growth rates. Trees grow very slow. Their childhood is 10 times longer than a human's childhood, which usually ends at the age of 18 and usually ends at the age of 17. And so they have a very long life ahead. Some have even been able to date back 1,000 years ago, until the time. Few have even went all the way to the time of when Eric the Red landed in North America. And as well as we might have thought of, trees are a lot like animals with feelings. Trees are living, but that's not it. They have feelings like us. And as Peter WOHLLEBEN said, only people who understand trees are truly capable of caring for them. And that is a true fact. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you want to learn more, I highly recommend buying the book or getting the ebook or the audiobook on the Libby app, which I actually just recently downloaded. Actually, today I only downloaded it today. But here, in the hidden life of trees, it's a very good fun way to learn about trees and the Wood Wide Web. And if somebody does create a website called the Wood Wide Web, and it's basically the whole internet except it's for trees only, well then, I would like to visit it and try to be a tree. Pun intended. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. See you next episode. Click here to the videos, subscribe to the channel, like this video, also share it, and choose another video on my channel or any playlist. See you in the next episode. Night out. Peace.